Good morning, Claire here in the Pacific Northwest Puget Sound area, Grow Zone 8B, and it is an overcast morning. It's been kind of a rainy week, but it's been a blessing for my plants because some things that I planted are finally starting to sprout. And I can't wait to share with you guys kind of what's coming up in different spots, but also this week I got more focused on doing some nitty gritty, dirty projects that I didn't really plan on doing or hadn't planned on doing this season, but it just fell into my lap. So, and I'm going to take you along on a tour of an idea that I have about expanding the garden and kind of get some thoughts and feedback on that from you guys. So come along with me and I will share you what's happening in the garden. Let's go see. I have to show you this area as they're done. They've had their heyday. Our tulips are still looking beautiful, but they're on their way out probably too. But I have some fun surprises. Or I knew that they were going to come up. I just didn't know now. But I've got some lilies, that one and that one, that are coming up from the last 2 years. And then I forgot the name of that. This reminds me of like a pink anise hyssop kind of, and I don't think it is, but I don't know the name of it. And it has like a fuzzy, like pink flower that the bees really love. And then here are the giant purple globe alliums that they're getting taller, stronger looking. And then check out this foxglove. I don't know if you get the idea of how tall this is, but this is getting so big, so bushy, so tall. And I'm not sure, but it kind of makes me think that there's going to be multiple stalks coming up, because see this, there's like a bud type thing right there, and there's one right here on this, and these kind of are looking a little bit strong. Oh yeah, there's like a bud thing on that. And then one thing I did notice here at the bottom is there are a lot of kind of chew marks, and I'm thinking probably from slugs because I have a lot of those. So I might do a beer trap out here and in all the garden spaces next week. I have some more lilies coming up right here. And then this is a surprise. I planted gladiolas, a different kind of lily, and what did I else? I think I did some irises up here. So I don't know what that's going to be. That will be a surprise. And then the lavender is doing really well and getting full, and the leaves smell really good. Before I started filming, I had to pull up a tree that was growing right in the middle of my lavender, thanks to a squirrel planting a conker in there. Oh, and I wanted to highlight these bluebells that I did not plant, they just showed up. But these, I've been told, are called Mexican bluebells, and they are so pretty. And I am surprised because they were short like that, and I thought they were going to stay that way, but they have shot up taller than even these tulips, and these tulips are probably about 20 inches high. They're pretty tall. So those are so pretty. I'm so glad they showed up. And here's some surprise baby foxgloves that I don't know who planted these, a bird, a squirrel, um, a rat, who knows. But I'm going to leave them, even though they're going to get really bushy right here in the walkway. And I'm going to show you guys this rose plant. There are no flowers on it yet, but there's like gotta be like hundreds of little buds all over this. And the first year that I moved here, there had to have been like 1,000 roses on this at one time. My father-in-law cut it way down because they were working on the fence, and it did not flower at all last year. So I'm happy to see it did not die, and it is going to make some pretty cute little dainty roses. Okay, you guys, so I had planted the sweet peas in here, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. But nothing is really coming up yet. I'm thinking I might soak some more and put some just to be safe, because it looked like something had dug up in here last week, so they might have eaten my seed. So I'm going to put some more out here because I don't want this trellis to go to waste. I wanted to show you guys my secret side yard. I call this my squirrel garden or bird garden because there are things planted here that obviously I did not put that just pop up by themselves. And this is where we keep our garbage can. So not the prettiest spot, but I've got like 3 foxgloves here. These are some volunteer lilies that actually show up in my backyard. In the secret side area back there too, that they're like yellow. I don't know what kind they are. And then I've got lots of dandelions, but see, I've got more foxgloves, another foxglove, all the way back here. There's some ferns coming up right here, and another foxglove that's been getting eaten up, and some more of those lilies back here.
Speaking of squirrels and their shenanigans with planting things and breaking things, I imagine that a whole squirrel heist happened by them climbing up that pole, jumping off of that birdhouse, and then jumping on to this birdhouse that was, or bird feeder that we had suction cupped to our window, because the whole thing got knocked down off the window and all the seeds spilled out, and these 2 critters have been hopping around, acting totally innocent, but getting snacks, coming back. They've been fun to watch, but these 2 buddies are probably going to be causing havoc in our garden this summer.
Here is our TPP update. So this one is winding its way up this rod. This one's being a little puny. We've got our nasturtium here. These are being kind of like little and puny, but it just might be the variety that they are. More nasturtium. I'm gonna soak some more peas and put them out in these pots, and maybe put a few more, so this will be a little bit fuller. Got these marigolds that are working right here. Some more of these, and then check out this one. This one has already made it up two things, and it's working on coming up to the 3rd rung here. And then I don't know what happened to this one. It looked healthy a couple of days ago. Now it looks gross, so I'm going to put another one in this pot. The marigolds. And then look at these big nice ones. Already going up to two levels, working on the 3rd. These are doing good. Same here. And then this one was my first one that was doing so good, and the chickens came and had a snack off of it. So I'm going to put a few more in this pot to just keep it going, and probably put some more nasturtium because something clearly ate it right there. So
This is that giant horse chestnut tree in my backyard, and every spring it makes these white stalk flowers all over, and it's so pretty. I can't wait to show it to you next week.
here is the look down the rows, which the strawberries are doing good. They're getting bigger and fluffier, but it just doesn't look like a lot of life is happening. But I will take you up close and I will show you that right here, this is where I planted yarrow, and here are some little sprouts in this one little area. They're teeny tiny, and you got to get down on your hands and knees practically to see them, but there's something coming up right there. And then I have over here, these were some of the cosmos that I had planted. This was the apricot lemonade variety, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think that might be a zinnia, but 7, 8 right here. And then on this opposite side over here, I had planted this fizzy rose picote. I don't know what the variety is, but there's 1, 2. So there's that. They're coming up. If these have come up, then others are going to start coming up. I guarantee it. Here are the zinnias that I had transplanted out here. Some of them survived, some of them did not. But these ones that are still here, they're starting to work on their little true seed, true leaves, kind of trying to pop up right there. And then here are some of the dahlias that I had transplanted from the ones I had grown from seed indoors. Okay, that's not focusing. There we go. And then as you can see, they are trying to put out their second leaves. So some of these are doing really well. And then this was the exciting surprise of last week. These are, where did I just saw one? These just popped up literally from the time that I checked them this morning. I kid you not, because I had only seen one. But there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not focusing. 4, 5, and 6 of these, the teddy bear sunflowers. And then over here, this was kind of a variety pack of sunflower varieties, which range from like white to pink to red to yellow. But all of these where I had planted them have popped up all the way down here. But these just showed up yesterday. And I'm going to show you some really healthy ones that have been working for like 3 or 4 days. Check this out. See these? They are the red variety of and it's a mixed bag of different red varieties. So it could be several different variations, but they are doing so well. And funny story about these is I had checked on them, and some of them had been pulled out, and they were sitting here by their roots were hanging out, and they had been pulled out. And I think it's because they had the black sunflower tips still on them from when they were trying to like open up. And I think a squirrel saw it and was like, oh, sunflower. So they pulled out the seedling and then left it. So I just stuck it back in that ground over there, and they are still alive. So I've been trying to, like, if I catch the sunflowers still on these, I just kind of pull them off and throw them to the side so that the birds or the squirrels leave them alone. And then here are some more of the dahlias that I had planted from inside out here. And let's see, I think I had some more. I did not have any over here, but I have a bunch of cosmos here too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like 9. One's trying to come up. So I put a lot of seeds over here. So there's probably going to be more than I want in this area. But it's better to have too many and have to weed them out than to have not enough.
I interrupt the garden tour to bring you a moment of cuteness and chickens. When we play outside, we have to barricade the PTP because the chickens were a little bit too attracted to our peas the first time we let them out. So from now on, we put the cardboard up when we're going to be playing outside with them.
Yeah. Wow, this is a rare occasion.
No, I hold these ones a lot more.
He never lets me hold her. I mean, she never lets me hold her.
She started freaking out. But this one. Oh, wait. Okay, so
I hope these chickies don't mind a little good-natured chase and then a cuddle, because we sure do enjoy getting to hold them and love on them. And they are actually really docile and sweet chickies. Connor got his whittling chip in Cub Scouts, so he's been really into that. And so I asked him to make me some garden markers for my plants. One of my friends sent me a TikTok of something like this, and I thought this would be a perfect project for him. So usually what happens when I go outside to play with the kids is I play for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then my eyeballs land on all the things that I should be doing. And what happened is I saw a raspberry plant that I bought like 2 weeks ago and still haven't planted. And I was like, oh, I need to plant that because it's looking rough. So then that led me to find a pot that was over in this area I'm weed eating. And I realized, oh, you know what? This area looks horrible. I need to weed eat that. And then what led to from that is me realizing, like, you know what, these weeds, the grass is just really overgrown. Let me see if I can pull some of this up. And then when it did, and it came up pretty easy, and I saw just how impacted it was, and just how thick the weeds, that they had overgrown one another, the different layers of grass and the roots of it. I thought, you know what, it'd be really great if I pulled this up away from these bricks. And then I just kept going down all of the brick areas until, like, I had pulled out all of the grass, or probably about 6 inches in front of the these different blocks that I had put up there, like 3 years ago, I guess. And you know, there was just so much stuff. And then I realized, there's so much grass, and there's so much like impacted dirt right here that I need to, loosen it up so that I can fix these bricks that I have, the little barrier for my garden area. So once I fixed one, I was like, oh, you know what? I need to fix this one. So it was another chain reaction of activity of me being like, oh, this is actually a disaster, and it could look so much better. So went on with my merry way with that. Once I think I've found the largest earthworm possible in my yard, I find like the next level. Like, this is like the granddaddy of all the earthworms in Washington, I'm pretty sure, because he is huge. And of course, I put him back in the dirt in my garden so that he can do some good work in there. It super duper rained on me while I did this, so that's why I'm just drenched from head to toe. But I was just in the zone and could not stop until it got done. And seeing how good it looked with all the grass cleared out, I thought, you know what would make this look even more amazing would be some wood chips in front of it, and hopefully work as weed control as well. So I did that in the area, and in front of the bricks, and in front of or on top of the area that I want to plant the raspberry pot. And here is the finished area. I think it looks about 10 gajillion times better. What do you guys think? Connor had to collect canned food for Cub Scouts yesterday, but on the way, they found this beautiful paint carpet. How gorgeous. I'm so excited to show you this indoor grow setup that I got off of Facebook Marketplace to put in my awkward bathroom, because I have limited grow space, and I actually have very limited light source for growing seeds indoors. So now I'm so excited that these seeds will hopefully be able to grow more healthy. So my other dirty job that I got done this week was refreshing the chicken coop with new wood chips, because they had pretty much exposed, like, they had probably, I don't even know, they had buried or dug or just scratched all of the other bedding like down into the dirt, and it was getting really dry and dusty in there. So I wanted to go ahead and put this in. It was getting a little bit stinky, even though their coop itself is nice and clean. The floor just could use some help. So that's what I did in here, and I hope they're happy with it. Now they have new stuff to scratch at and pick at, and I'm sure that there's probably some kind of organisms in there for them to find. But this took me literally 8 wheelbarrow fulls of wood chips. And you would think, oh, you're probably done with all your wood chips now, aren't you? Nope, I am not. I still have like a literal mountain in front of my house of wood chips, and I have quite a few projects that I plan on using them for. But even after I do all those, as big as those are, I guarantee you I'm gonna have a lot left. So I'll have these for the rest of my life, as far as I'm concerned.
Right, and this is the raspberry plant that prompted me to do all of this, and I still have not planted this poor thing yet. So, you know what?
Don't mind that technical difficulty. I need a new hose sprayer because that one, the connection always wants to go a little crazy. The plant is pretty root bound, so I had to break it up, and I wish I had have had a hatchet or something handy because it probably needed to be cut off on the bottom to really open it up. It's really thick. But, all in all, it got put back in, and hopefully it will thrive.
Okay, you guys. This is the area that I was talking about that I wanted to show you guys and talk to y'all about. So this is the area that I kind of cleaned up this week that I did not really intend to do that, but when I got out here and had time and started going, I couldn't stop. And I realized just how much in need of some TLC it was. But in the process, I noticed that the grass was just like kind of like super duper thick and like overgrown, and I could literally pull it up like a carpet, like in a lot of these spots. So I cleared up a lot of grass out of this area. And I realized also that this area was our first compost pile. And where we had put the discard from the chicken coop, their bedding and their poo and all that stuff in this area. So I had a huge pile here of that and fruits and vegetables that we hadn't eaten. And their bedding is, made out of pine shavings. So it's kind of like, wood chips mixed with poop. And this whole area that they got into, and they totally flattened it over this whole area. What I've noticed is there's not a lot of grass growing up through it, but weeds, when they land on it and coat a seed and stuff like that, they get very big, but they're also easy to pull up. And whenever I do, there's like a crazy long earthworm or something always connected to like the end of it. So I know that the vermiculture here is really good. This is probably really fertile soil. And I want to turn this whole area into a vegetable patch this year, because I'm running out of room for that with all the flowers I'm planting, and I want both. I want it all. So I'd love to turn my whole yard eventually into a food forest kind of situation. And you got to start somewhere. So this is where I think I'm going to start. So I'm going to pull up all this grass in this area, and then put more wood chips on top of it to kind of do the back to Eden garden method. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to buy more dirt, or I might buy some manure to put in the areas that I pull the grass up from, and then I'm going to put the wood chips on top of it and see what happens. But you never know until you do. And you know me, guys, I'm all about experimenting, and y'all get to see what happens, if it's a good idea or it's not. Thanks for sticking around and seeing what we've gotten up to this week. I hope you come back next week, and hopefully we'll have more and more things coming alive to share with you soon. I've got some roses over here that have a bud that's taunting me. I feel like it's about to open up. So y'all have a blessed week, and we will see y'all next Sunday.